Welcome everybody to the Broken Wing Racing League, the GT3 Sprint Championship Round 8 here at Canadian Tire Motorsport Park. And kicking it off, it's going to be a little different as we're now 2 races into the second half of this championship. The standings have changed slightly across all boards. Peter Flanner is now leading the pros. He's P1. Christopher Daniel is second. Mark Foley is third. Jacob Simmons, who's in fourth, was the winner of the first half season champion. So he's down into fourth. That's what can happen after just one round. It's round 7. Marshall Scary still leads. Actually, Yeah, Marshall Scary was the Pro-Am champion in the first half, and he still leads in first over Christopher Chitterling in second, Max Poe in third, and Chris Lambeth in fourth. Those drivers were all kind of competing for that top spot, except Max Poe coming in the third spot is actually kind of shaking things up from where we previously saw it. Brandon G. Burns is in first in the AM class, Adam Tingle is in second, and Forrest Holland is in third. Eric Koonsman fourth, who was also a contender in the AM class, but has dropped back down to fourth. We've had some promotions out of the rookie class. Roman Bykoff is now leading the rookies. Marcello De Leo is in second. Sean Dickinson is in third. Aiden Gewertz in fourth, and Jackson Sherlock in fifth. Now, of those drivers, Marcello De Leo is here. And Roman Bykoff is here. So we got a couple rookies in the mix. Is Sean here, maybe? No, he's not. Maxwell Woodmansee is here as well. And Aiden's here. A couple others are here. Checking in, but they're not actually doing much in the moment. Darius Timms is here as well. There's another rookie. Right now we're looking at Roman Bykoff for a second. Going over the team standings. Let's see here. Thunder Thighs Racing won the first half of this season. As it stands, Thunder Thighs is still in first. Draft Punk Gold is in second. No Longer Radio Controlled is in third. Fire Rules is in fourth. Cars Racing in fifth. Draft Punk Silver in sixth. Pax Oceani. Rambunctious Necromancers in seventh. Little Lugnuts in eighth. Pax Oceani Margarita Masters in 9th, Puck Yeah Racing in 10, SimCity Racing 2 is in 11, Caffeine Global Motorsports is in 12, Ski Racing in 13, Acer Race 14, Ganja Glizzy Racing in 15, Living Legends in 16, Pax Oceani Rubber Shuckers is in 17, SimCity Racing in 18, Shift E Racing in 19, Aero Racing in 20, and Gnarl Racing Team in 21. Was here for round 5, not 6. Wasn't here for round 7 either. Well, as it stands, that's the top 4 at least from every class. And yeah, let's see what's happening. Ad break. Max Poe is in first in the overall. Marshall Scary's in second. John Javecki is our first pro driver, was in third position. Here's Christopher Chitterling off into the barrier. I'm going to say this, finding the limits. Throughout practice, he's found a lot of the limits. He's crashed quite a few times. This was set to just looking at who's crashing, and so it's a couple people that were showing up a lot. Alex Zier is a Pro-Am driver. and he is 4th. Joshua Jablonski is a pro driver. He's in 5th. Peter Flander in 6th. Jacob Simmons in 7th. Chris Schutterling is a pro-am in 8th. Mark Foley in 9th. He's a pro. Jason M. Allen is a pro. Paige Hines is a pro. Trey Misak pro in 12. Cooper McCoy pro-am in 13. Roman Bykoff is the leading rookie. J.D. Daniel pro. Dylan Thomas pro-am. Christopher Daniel pro. Joshua Spears is pro-am. Let's see that. All right, yeah, pro-am. So the makeup here in the top 20 so far, that's a pro-am. Elliot Burton is in a pro-am. Seth Hansen is a pro-am. Is that true, though? Seth Hansen. I'm going to get back to you on that one. Seth Hansen's a rookie. But maybe he got promoted. Let's take a look. Yeah, he got promoted. So the stream helper needs an update. Seth Hansen. And so that's 20. Eric Koonsman is our first AM class driver in 21. Richard Swederski is in 22. He is... yeah, he's an AM class. This is shows. The grouping here is quite confounding. I'm not sure how the this is all shaping up. Tom Smith, another AM class driver. So we got Roman Bykoff, who is 14th. His closest rival is going to be... It's not even going to be William Florence, or Adam Tinkle here, or Craig, or Steve. It's Marcello, who's in P36. And then just behind Marcello is in P3, I guess, for the rookies, would be Maxwell Woodmansee. And you have Aiden, who just crossed the line. He's still in the rookie class. And we have 42 drivers all set to go on this one. But just look at the disparity. We have 2 Pro-Ams operating the front row in practice. Oh. What happened to Jeff Lubitsch here? Oh, just lost the rear. That's like a copper cam that. That's strange. Well, you're going to see it. You're going to see it a lot. There's no doubt you'll see it. Best time on the board, that 114.781. Probably won't see that in qualifying, but we will be seeing the 115s. We got 115 from P2 all the way down to P23. And then we get into the other territory of the 116s. Rodrigo Theory has a 116.000. He's now in P25, as a couple drivers went to the 115s. But Rodrigo in the 116s even in P25 all the way down to P38 is where the 116s lie. So you have the 115s, 116s, and then 3 drivers with recorded laps are in the 117s. So as far as pace, race pace goes, qualifying times, the margin for error here is within 2 seconds. And where you kind of step on that high or low in the 16s or in the 15s is going to really determine where you're going to be at. A 115.9 is P24. So it's an astonishing feat there. You're going to have to really find every 10th you can on this track. It is, it makes for great racing. We got 52 seconds left in, Chris Lambeth into the wall. Jeff Lubitsch, his teammate. Were they involved in that together? We will never know. but everyone in practice is definitely trying to find the margins. And Brandon Burns, he was leading. No, he wasn't. Actually, it's Eric Koonsman who's leading the AM class in P22. We've had a Pro-Am win a race before, so it's not going to be shocking if we do see that in the race, or see what happens at qualifying. But Pro-Ams have overtaken the pros at times. That said, we're going to go to a quick commercial break. And we're back. We got 14 minutes, 24 seconds of qualifying. Open qualifying. John Javecki is going to lead us. And we have two pros starting it out there with Marshall Scari just behind in third right there. And he was second in practice, so I guess we'll get to see what happens here. As they are the Mario Andretti straightaway. Through the yeses into White's corner. And we'll go on board with this driver as he goes down the start straight finish. John Javecki takes us to a first hot lap. Through Clayton and then Quebec. And he's found himself with the good gap to Craig Reese. He's 2.9 ahead, 3 seconds. Probably not going to matter that much as he goes through the technical part of 5A, B, and C of Moss Corner. It's actually catching him, weirdly enough. He's cut 6 tenths, 7 tenths off of Craig Reese there. He follows along. Definitely not going to be able to get a toe that far out, but would help his chances. And you can see the pace difference here as Craig Reese is going to start a lap. And he's now cut a full second. And I was going to let him by. Probably for the best. Javecki is going to set a 1:16, which won't prove to be a maybe the strongest lap. We'll see. Marshall Scari in the 1:17s, Peter Flanner in the 1:18s. Wow, I guess they're not going to be able to find those marks just yet. So we're in the 1:16, 17s, and 18s at the moment. As Chris Schitterling has just popped into P2. Joshua Jablonski in the third. Sorry. 18 drivers have set times on the board. Where can Trey Mistak do? He didn't have a time set on the board with that lap. That's unfortunate. We'll see what he can do here as more and more drivers are finally getting that lap in. And there's Peter Flanner letting, I think that was, or no, Elliot Burton letting Peter Flanner by. Trey Mistak is slowing and stopping. And I guess he's going to go again. Rodrigo Theory, what can he do? Elliot Burton went off, so his lap is going to be invalidated. Across the line, Darius Timms goes to P18. Marcello Delia, who also crossed the line, went to P29. Rodrigo Theory went to P11 with this time on the board. Craig Reese, when he went through, he went to 26. Just shot on by. JD Daniel hasn't set a time on the board. Craig Carroll, no time on the board just yet as well. Dylan Thomas with the fastest time. Wow, striking, but just gets dethroned by Joshua Jablonski, who's just behind him. Nick Mazza crosses the line in a third, shaking up the order once again. John Javecki in a fourth. Chris Chitterling is in 5th. Roman Bykov, the rookie, in P10. Fantastic result for him. Now into 11th as Christopher Daniel crosses the line to go fastest. And what can we say about the other? John Javecki does put it to his P5. I think Christopher Daniel was the one without the time on the board. No, that wasn't. It wasn't Christopher Daniel. It was a Pax Oceani guy that didn't have a time, and now it does. And I've already lost it. Maxwell Woodmansey is in P23. Eric Koonsman in 22nd, but not the fastest of the AM class. Tom Smith holds that title for the moment. Actually, he doesn't. It's before I speak too soon. John Javecki goes fastest overall. Marshall Scari improves to P5. Peter Flanner into 1st. Brandon Burns is in 15th. And 14th is Michael Sharon. Max Poe into 8. Christopher Chitterling back into 5. Joshua Jablonski dethrones Christopher Daniel, or John Javecki, one of the two. Seth Hansen into 11th. Jason M. Allen into 3rd. Richard Swederski is now the fastest AM class driver. The fastest Pro-Am driver is... wow, I can't even... I'm going to have to find it. Chris Chitterling. And then it goes Dylan Thomas, Marshall Scari, and those are your Pro-Ams, 8, 9, and 10. And then occupying 11th is that AM class driver. What happened to Roman Bykov? He's probably gone down the order a little bit. Yes, he has. He is in P21, but he's still the fastest of the rookies at the moment. Adam Tingle now improves, and that is an AM class driver ahead of almost all the Pro-Ams. Chris Chitterling is in P8, the last, and Marshall Scari improves to P10. But Adam Tingle is in the top 10, still top 10. Jacob Simmons crosses the line to go into 4th. And Joshua Jablonski with another fastest lap, P1. Chris Chitterling moved up into P2 with his time on the board. Seth Hansen now improving, and that is a Pro-Am driver. Roman Bykov now into P14 with that time on the board. Mark Foley. Now that's a surprising one. What happened there? Nope, it isn't that surprising. He's back into P7. He was 40th on the board. Gage Hines hasn't set a time on the board. Trey Mistek hasn't either. Brendan Liu hasn't either. That is interesting. We'll see how that plays out. 7 minutes to go. Adam Tingle now improving into P8. Still in the top 10 for this AM class driver. Marshall Scari now improves again. Peter Flanner now overtakes Joshua Jablonski with a 1:15.3. Jacob Simmons goes across the line to take the fastest lap, and it's holding strong as Max Poe goes to 4th, over just one ahead of a rival there. It's Christopher Chitterling in the Pro-Am class. Jake Daly improves to P14. See some other improvements. Jason M. Allen into 5th. Christopher Daniel improves into 7th. Adam Tingle's only down 1. Oof, Jason M. Allen just spun it there. Out of the barrier there. And see who will make another mistake. We still got 6 minutes of qualifying. Adam Tingle into P3 with a 1:15.4. The fastest of the AMs. That is amazing. He's faster than the Pro-Ams drivers. As Max Poe and Chris Chitterling, Joshua Jablonski is in 4th. There's 2 pros, an AM class driver, pro, and then I get reshapen there as Joshua Jablonski has gone fastest. Max Poe is now in 2nd with the Pro-Am driver Jacob Simmons, Pro. Peter Founder, Pro. Adam Tingle is now into 5th as an AM class. And those 3 classes are all up in the top 5 at the moment. Mark Foley improves to P6. Where is our rookie? JD Daniel improves into 10th. Brandon Burns into 20th. Roman Bykoff is our rookie class driver in 18th at the moment with a 1:16.1. And this is a massive shakeup. I don't know what it is about this track that shows the difference with some of the speed of these drivers, but that is fantastic. The spread is going to be really unique if this keeps up. Adam Tingle is still sitting in 5th position. John Chavecki improves into 12th. Now into 13th as Marshall Scari improves into 10th. The Pro-Ams are scattered all over the place. The Pros resting at the top for sure. They are. But it is still going to be a very different type of race we got going on right now. You got your overall drivers. Woof. Chris Lambeth off into the grass there. And at the moment, no drivers improving significantly in the order. There's a lot of runoff for some of these drivers. And that was shown there for Maxwell. Christopher chittering into the barrier a little bit. He was on an outlap. Yep. That'll do. John Chavecki improves into P11. Oh. I think somebody just went off in the background. But I think it's fine. Dylan Thomas improves into P15. He's just ahead of Chris Lambeth. Let's see, further back, one of the Pax Oceania guys letting Craig Reese by him. Looks like Christopher Daniel is calling it. He's gone into the pits. No other real change just yet. Tom Smith improved. Forrest Holland improved. Seth Hansen off. Craig Reese improved to P35 with his time on the board. But we're looking at low 115s and then 116s. 2 drivers in the 117s. So close to what practice was like. We had 3 drivers in 117s, but it was going to be this this unique margin. If you can't get in the 115s, you're going to be right there in P17. In practice, it was P25 or 23, one of the two. Alex Zier crosses the line to go into P18. So an improvement for him. But no improvement. Roman Bykoff improves to P17. No improvement in the top 10 so far on this last couple of laps. It's been kind of steady. Joshua Spears across the line. Does he improve? No, he's still P26. Dylan Thomas looks like Nick Maz is getting a nice little toe on the Mario Andretti straightaway. Mark Foley did improve. I didn't see that one, but he's in 2nd. Marshall Scari now in 7th, improves. Nick Mazza dropping down as John Chavecki's now gone into 8th. What can happen for Dylan Thomas and Nick Mazza as they cross the line? Nick Mazza goes into fourth with that time on the board. Dylan Thomas does not improve. He's off into the barrier there. Peter Flanner still has some ways to go here. He's going through the S's. He's in P6 at the moment. He had the top spot for a little bit. Going on Gyrocam. Let's see how he does through the final corner, White's corner. He needs a 115, low 115, and does he get it on that one? I don't think he does. And he's P6 still. Joshua Spears improves into P15. Thank you there for the follow, Meathead Motorsports. And is this a personal best? It's going to need it. Marshall Scari across the line. No change there. JD Daniels in. Elliot Burton's still out there. Darius Timms has a little bit ways to go. One of the rookies here. It's P36 across the line. Is this an improvement? It could be. If that was a valid lap, it is. P25 for him. Elliot Burton, no time there. I think that's the last one. Maybe not. We still have Peter Flanner. Did he have enough time when he crossed the line? Wasn't paying attention, but he's still going for it. This could be the lap he needs. Is this a personal improvement? No, it's not. Fortunate. That's it. P6 for Peter Flanner. Driver leading the Pro Championship. We'll now go over to the grid. It is all set in stone. Joshua Jablonski in P1, Mark Foley P2, Max Poe P3, Nick Maz P4, Jacob Simmons P5, Peter Flanner P6, Adam Teagle P7, Marshall Scari P8, John Javecki 9, Jason M. Allen 10, Christian Ewing 11, JD Daniel 12, Christopher Daniel 13, Rodrigo Theory 14, Joshua Spears 15, Dylan Thomas 16, Chris Lambert 17, Roman Bykoff 18, Brandon Burns 19, Jake Daly 20, Alex Zier 21, Elliot Burton 22, Seth Hansen 23, Eric Kuzma 24, Darius Timms 25, Michael Sharon 26, Richard Swederski in 27, Greg Reese 28, Cooper McCoy in 29, Forrest Holland 30, Tom Smith 31, Craig Carroll 32, Marcello De Leo in 33, Tyler Kern 34, William Florence 35, Jeff Lubitsch 36, Aiden Gortz in 37, Maxwell Woodmansey at 38, Steve McAllister 39, Lars Tyhouse 40, Trey Mistak 41, Gage Hines in 42, Brian Zaborowski Jr. in 43, and Brendan Liu in 44. Those last few drivers may or may not show up. So that's just something we got to remember out of the out of some of the signups. Right now, looking over at it, we have Lars, the last of the let's see. Last of the I don't know, you can't see him there, but last of the drivers that did set times on the board. Guess we'll get to determine whether or not the other ones are here. Just do a chopper cam. Right next to him, Steve McAllister, 39. So just go forward a little bit. There's William Florence, Jeff Lubitsch with that cursed Venus livery. Marcello using the plastic Ferrari scheme. Tyler Kern. Tom Smith. Craig Carroll. Just popping through. There's some unique ones. Got a blinker here. Who's that? It's Darius Timms. Going further up. We're about to go racing here, so we may see, you know, Jacob Simmons returning to the Bush's Baked Venus and livery, which is interesting. I'm gonna go ahead and just check all these, make sure it's right. What are the lap times looking like? Well, the lap times are going to be 115s, 116s. Everyone was, I say everyone, but we had 2 drivers qualify in the 117s, but everyone else was in the 115s, low 115s, all the way up to the highs. P17 or P18 was in the 116s. So you have 17 plus drivers that can do 115s. And then the rest of the grid, most of the grid, up to the 40s, it's 116s. So it's going to be very, very sweaty. Brian Zaborowski's in the pit lane, so at least we got that notice. So 41, 42, 44 are not, I guess, participating. Maybe they will pop in short. Maybe they'll follow through when we get there at the line. Maybe they do what Brian's doing here. But yeah, he's sitting there in the pit lane waiting. And we're going through the Mario Andretti straightaway. So we're almost to car racing. Joshua Jablonski is our lead overall, and the pro driver, Max Poe, is the Pro-Am, who's got no real targets on his back right now. He is the only Pro-Am that, oh no, sorry. Marshall Scari is right there in P8. So he's got a Pro-Am a couple rows back. Next to him, though, is Adam Tingle, the AM class driver, who's sitting P7. Just slightly further back, you go to P18, and that's Roman Bykov, who is the rookie driver. And we'll get started here. And here we go. Going to racing. What? Something just... That was a weird glitch. Already starting out here is Max Poe going to keep his spot. He's P3 at the moment. Nick Mazza down the inside line. And 1 and 2 got away clean. And Nick Mazza overtaking Max Poe for P3. So now it's a Pro 1, 2, 3. And then further back... Oh no! That's Nick Mazza, who's just tumbled down the order as he's gone wide. And now Jason M. Allen is up 2 positions. A SimCity Racing driver, his teammate, or sister teammate, I'm not sure which ones are which, but through goes him for 2 positions gain. Nick Mazza down a couple. John Chavecki gains a spot, and Adam Tingle is now down 3 positions, could be 4. We knew this might be the case. He's sitting up there with the pros. He might qualify quick, but he's got quick drivers on race pace, the pros, right in his clutches, and there goes Christopher Daniel down the inside, or JD Daniel down the inside line, and overtakes through the S's, and now is he going to lose another one to Christopher Daniel? Not just yet, but it looks pretty smooth. We did have an incident on lap 1. Taking an ad break. This is the start of the race. Alex Zier making a move to hold on to his spot. Brandon Burns down 3. Elliott Burton up a couple. Greg Reese has gotten 2 spots. So has Cooper McCoy. Now Adam Tingle still holding on. And JD Daniel now down 1. What happened there? Christopher Daniel now making a move, and now JD is got 1 loss more, maybe 2. Oh, and that's Christopher Chitterling going on by, and so is Joshua Spears. When it rains, it pours. He was up. He must have made an error. Horrible ad time. Yeah, that's a very much a horrible ad time right there. His placement right during the first opening lap. Jeff Lubitsch arrived. Did he have a problem there? Okay, back over to William Florence on Marcello De Leo. And we did get some drivers that came out of the pits on the opening lap. Trey Mistak is one of them. He's in 33rd. He's up 8 positions. Alex Zier and Forrest Holland exchange. Alex Zier down 7. Jake Daly down 7. I wonder what happened there. We'll take a look later in the race. But Darius Timms improving with Eric Koonsman. A rookie versus an AM class driver, and both up 3 positions. Seth Hansen holding on to his spot, who qualified 23rd. It's all over to Trey Mistak, who's got Marcello De Leo on the inside, is going to hold it possibly through Moss Corner. And he's not ahead, but can he get ahead? His onboard bong needed refilling. That could be the case. Oh God, what happened here? JD Daniel. Oh! He just lost it on his own. We're gonna go on board. Oh no. You hate to see it, folks. Christopher Daniels out there, but JD has tumbled down the order. He's got a meatball for that as well. Alex Zier also had a bit of an issue out of turn 1, going into turn 2. We've seen it there before. Here, Chris Lambeth is having a battle. Chris Lambeth is in 17th, where he qualified. Elliot Burton's up 4 positions just behind him, 3/10. He's got Roman Bykov just ahead of him, a rookie class driver. But the rookie of Roman Bykov is leading that rookie class. Also leading right now for his class, Darius Timms is back into P21. So still a little bit of a battle here. Eric Koonsman going extremely wide there. And that is some positions lost for him. Still up 2. Cooper McCoy just behind him. Now Craig Reese. All 4 drivers pretty close on pace. And is Cooper going to make a move here on the outside? Craig Reese taking the opportunity. It doesn't go his way. Darius Timms, who's up 5, has Brandon Burns in his sights. Can he reel him in? I haven't really seen people make passes on the Arya Andretti straightaway, but I've seen it here at the entrance of the S's. Cooper McCoy still hasn't been able to make a move. Oh no! Jeez, and he's backing up a little bit. He's tumbled down into P34. Yeah, one small move. That's all it takes. All right. Speaking of Richard Sweaterski here, let's go back to lap 1. And this is Richard. Spun, hit Tom Smith, avoiding action, but now you have pirouettes of a bunch of drivers. Jeff Lubitsch involved in that. I think that's Craig Carroll. Yeah, and now you have Tom Smith, who's just a passenger to this. Boom. There he goes. Craig Carroll who was trying to avoid it. Or sorry, Craig Carroll was trying to just avoid it. Oh, he actually spun on his own. Took Jeff Lubitsch out. And that's what got him cattywampus. Bang! But then you go further back, Maxwell Woodmansee taps the back of one driver, I can't tell who that is, sends him spinning, and then Jeff Lubitsch later loses it into the straight into the S's. That's happened before. We've seen it a few times. JD Daniel, and this was his mistake that we saw. That snap, that rear just did not like that. And then Cooper McCoy, we saw that one. Brian Zaborowski here, what happened for him? He just spun it on his own on the exit of the Moss corner. And then William Florence, down in turn 2. That is happening. Craig Reese now about to be overtaken there. And his front end is broken. We'll see why. Craig Reese and Eric Koonsman got caught up together. And that did it. Well, that did his left front. He must have already had slight damage on the right. But they came together. On board for the Mugello during that pileup. I don't even know where that... I'd have to go back. Oh, yeah, I'll get to that one in just a sec. Let's take a look here, see where we're back live. Trey Missack making another position gained. And then something happened here. Peter Flanner and Jacob Simmons making a move down into 8. Yeah, that's kind of where the move is. Going back live, let's see. Oh, Lars Tyhouse had an incident? Oof, I think Cooper... I mean, he was already going into it, but I think Cooper gave him a little bit of help. Oh, he's still not fixed. Let's see. I went too far. Over to Dylan Thomas. So if we look back at the start... Oh. Take a quick gyro of this. That's gotta be a couple missiles of avoiding action, but well in hand. Now Roman Bykov is in P28. Something happened here, but this is a battle for the rookies. Where's Darius Timms? Oh! He's able to get on by. Nope. It's not over yet. Both of them are battling side by side. And Roman Bykov does take it. No, he doesn't. Oh, he's on the exit there. And it still goes over to Marcello. And it's going to hold on he's going to hold on to that for a little bit. But going back over to Roman Bykov and what happened to him. Spun it on the exit of White's corner, turn 10. That's unfortunate. That'll happen. Marshall Scari got Jacob Simmons in his sights. Now, what is happening here with these Porsches on the straights? Are they just not being able to hold it here? Is the straight line speed the big difference? This will be another Mercedes AMG that might be able to get on by Jacob Simmons. We'll go over that in a second. Seth Hansen has got Brandon Burns in his sights. They're pretty close. It's a Pro-Am versus an AM-Class driver. Darius Timms is the lead. Joshua Spears is in the pits. Join this group, but for a different reason, pulling this back slightly. Jason Allen lost it. Lost a few positions there, more than a few. And when he got back out, yeah, that's where he's at. Still a battle right here. Max Poe has joined Mark Foley. There was a gap for a while. Peter Flanner, 1.21 seconds back. Personal improvement on that last lap as well. And it's a little bit more... I guess the gaps are a little different. All right, so now we have Dylan Thomas going into the pits. That will be a little bit of difference. We'll see. And he's going to drop down the order for sure, but we'll see if that if he helps him out in any way. That was Lars Tiehaus, who was the one that was involved in that lap 1 incident. He didn't do anything, but it was that, I think it was a Maxwell that hit the rear of him, or just took avoiding action. All right, Dylan back out in P32. With a 30.2. Now, we'll look over at Craig Reese, who pit on lap 7. He might have had damage. Did 26.8. That's not the one. Joshua Spears, who pit on lap 10, 39.3. Now, you see the difference there. A 30.2, and we're on lap 14, so was he actually extra fuel here? He's down 20 positions. Is this going to be something? Alex Zier and Steve McAllister battling it out here. Steve's up 11 positions gained, but now it might be just 10. Can he hold off Alex Zier? No, he can't. Alex Zier got on by. Now trying to chip away at his positions lost. Roman Bykoff into the pits. Marcella stayed out. Still not the lead of the rookies, though. That's Darius Timms there. Seth Hansen still behind Brandon Burns. It's been a while on that one. On board with Chris Chitterling on the Mario Andretti straightaway. He's got Christopher Daniel, Adam Tinkle, and Marshall Scari, and they're all very close. The four of them, it's a little train from P8 to a P11. And, you know, it kind of says something here. Adam Tingle got a little eaten up on that opening lap, but he's only down 2 positions. I think he lost 3 total, but got 1 back, or maybe he only lost the 2. I can't remember, but he's holding his own. He had 3 pro drivers that were right on his rear, and now it's only 1. With a Pro-Am also there. But Chris Chitterling is also quick. He spun, I believe. But he's holding his own. Adam Tinkle, the AM class driver who will win. In comparison, his rival is Brandon Burns, who's in P17. It's P9 to 17. Bit of a difference there. As far as we go, Joshua Jablonski is leading this race comfortably. Oh, Jason M. Allen, when it rains it pours. I think SimCity Racing is not having a good one here. And everyone taking avoiding action, but he spun in Moss Corner, turn 5. Even more impressive, Adam Tingle is catching the Mercedes-AMG of Marshall Scarry. He's only 4/10 off. Elliot Burton has taken that gap of 4/10 down to 2, 3. He's right on there next to Chris Lambert. Can he pass him? 8 positions gained for this driver from where he started. P14 at the moment. Darius Timms up 10. That's got to be great. Oh, what happened here? We have 1 driver here. Oh, he must have made a mistake. Adam Tingle was following, and went wide. Christopher Daniel got on by. Chris Chitterling got on by. And, you know, honestly, when you start talking about another driver and bad things start to happen, you start to believe in the commentator's curse. Just slightly. Is this the moment we've been waiting for? Seth Hansen has been behind Brandon Burns for some time. It's up 6 positions. What are you trying to say? I don't even want to read what you're saying, Justin. Just speak. Wait. Max Poe. 3/10 back on Mark Foley. No change really in the order there. Tyler Kern is kind of having a quietly impressive race. 10 positions gained for him. And he's got Forrest Holland ahead of him. They're driving for the AM class, both of them, and it's a good haul of points for either one of them. That was a bit of a skip. This is pretty nice. Eric Koonsman, Michael Sharon, Forrest Holland, Tyler Kern. The AM class is P21 through 24. And further back, you have Marcello De Leo and Aiden Gortz. I don't know how to say his name. 2 rookies battling it out. Before AM class drivers that are very close. It's a slight pace difference. There's just a 1 second gap between these 4. But I'd say it's almost a rare occasion to see just, I guess, 4 drivers in a class that are just one after another. You have a bunch of other groups, and there's no change, no pace difference. Let's take a look here. Max Poe is like, what I'm saying is Max Poe splits the pros. Peter Flanner, Jacob Simmons, Nick Mazza, John Javecki. Okay, I stand corrected. There's 4 pros in a row, 4th through 7th. But then Marshall Scari, Pro-Am driver, splits that again. And then comes Christopher Daniel, another pro. But then you got your other shakeup. Pro-Am, AM class, Pro-Am, Chris Lambeth, and actually 2 Pro-Ams here. But then you have Adam Tingle, an AM class, splitting these Pro-Ams in a row. Elliot Burton still holding pretty strong there. Darius Timms still holding the rookie class lead. And Trey Mistack, who's up 23 positions, has now joined this battle. Has overtaken Seth Hansen there, and it looks like Jason M. Allen is going to try to make a move here as well. And I think he does so. He's going to get him before Clayton Corner. Clayton Corner? It's Quebec. Sorry. Now look how close Trey Mistack is. Is he going to have this down on the straightaway? No, the answer is. Through the S's they go. He was doing a 1:15.2 pace difference, almost 8/10 from Brandon Burns. Is he going to pop in on turn 1 and make the move? Yes, he is. And through goes Trey Mistack for 25 positions gained. And not to be left out, Jason M. Allen also trying to make the move. 2 pro drivers against Pro-Am. And it looks like he doesn't have it there. And through he goes. Now they're making it look easy, but is Seth Hansen going to be able to make the move as well? He's been behind Brandon Burns for a while here. Going over to Christopher Chittling and Christopher Daniel. Down Mario Andretti straight into the S's. Is it Chris Daniel? It is for a moment, but then through on the inside goes Chris Chittling. He stays crucially ahead of Christopher Daniel. Oh, and there's a bit of a whiffle as Christopher Daniel had a messy exit of White's corner, and now battling Adam Tingle and Rodrigo Theory, who's also getting in this one. Did Marcello pit? I'm not sure. Let's see here. We got Elliot Burton in the pits. No, Marcello's kind of by themselves, ahead of the other rookie. We got a 3.9 second gap to Tyler Kern. Still no change in these rookies, by the way. Not rookies, AM class drivers. They're still in the same positions. Steve McAllister making a spot. Elliot Burton is back out, and he's got Richard Swederski ahead, and William Florence. Only one of them is he fighting for. We'll see what happens there. All right, Darius Tibbs is caught up to Chris Lambeth. So is Trey Mistack. This is an incredible feat for Trey. But we've seen it quite often when he does start from the back of the right. I'm not sure why he did. Just trying to get more fun out of it. Chris Lambeth is into the pits. We're now on lap 22. So that whole pitting on lap 10 may not be an ideal strategy. I'm not sure if that was what that was for. Maybe he had damage. It's one of the SimCity Racing drivers that pit well and did a 39.8. It's a long pit. All right, McLaren versus McLaren. Now, unlike Brandon Burns here, Darius Timms was doing actually very much the same time, albeit 2/10 separation on the last lap That could also just be the tow he's getting. But can Trey Mistack make up another position? 27 positions gained, the highest out of all the drivers. We want to go really on the sad part. And sorry, you caught me sleeping there. Trey Mistack did overtake Darius Timms. Darius Timms is still leading the AM class, though. That's the crucial part. Joshua Jablonski, the race leader, has gone into the pits. He's going to come out. And Trey Mistack is 8 tenths, 6 tenths, 5. And a 32.9 is what we got for Joshua Jablonski in the pit lane. And he's crucially stays ahead of Trey Mistack, who still has a pit. Oh! That is Craig Carroll. Broken Wing Racing League. One of the, I'm gonna pop that back slightly. One of the owners, co-owners. Sorry, I'm doing this to you, Craig, but we got a C. In the first wing, actually probably not in the first wing we saw break, but the first wing I noticed, and look how jumpy it is. Now we got more pit stop changes. Dylan Thomas, who pit on lap 12, he's still down 7 positions. He's got a couple drivers that are ahead of him. Now we have more drivers going into the pits. What is that going to be said? Peter Flanner, Jacob Simmons stay out. Mark Foley is in. Nick Mazza is in. John Javecki in. All of these drivers staying in. Joshua Jablonski has Tom Smith, lap traffic, and he's gone on by and is P3 at the moment. He knows his rivals have to pit. These two are going to be those ones he has to worry about. Trey Mistack is down up 37 positions. Mind you, he's going to lose quite a bit of them. About 10 or so. Because he's going to just fold back out into where he started. Yeah, it was P13, I believe. Now into P4. But yeah, we'll see. We'll take a look. Take a gander. Jacob Simmons is pretty close to Peter Flanner at the moment. And both go in. It is as long as you could take it. Where's Joshua Jablonski? He is on the entry of the S's. This is going to be quite something. I mean, they have not even gotten to their boxes just yet. And Joshua Jablonski... Trey Mistack goes into the pits. Take a look at how he shuffles out here, but that is a commanding lead. They're not even exiting the pits yet. They're not even exiting their box. And Brandon Burns, who hasn't pit, is sitting P2 at the moment. Mark Foley now gone ahead. He's P3. He's going to be P2. Jacob Simmons out and ahead of Peter Flanner on that pit stop. The separation was just enough. A second. Almost a second. Now, where does that put Trey? He's back out into P14 with a big gap to Christian Lambert there, 4.3. Tinkle's ahead, 2.6. But that's something he can probably pull back. We'll see. Adam Tingle has Rodrigo Theory, 1/10 separation from these two drivers. The pit stop strategy really shuffled some of the drivers here. Oh, it's Tom Smith in the barrier. Elliot Burton and Eric Koonsman battling a little bit, and Elliot Burton has gone on by to take P21. Cooper McCoy also in this. These three not really separated by anything. Jason M. Allen has Darius Timms. Mario Andretti straightaway. He's going to hold that line super tight. And Jason not able to make a move, just not there. He'll find a spot. Jesus. Chris Lambeth has Brandon Burns. On the exit, Darius Timms still holding out in P16. Brandon Burns to deal with, though. And it looks like Darius Timms almost went for that inside line. Doesn't there. Oh, Alex Zier and Marcello De Leo battling it out here. And it goes to Alex Zier on the entry and exit. And now Craig Reese is catching up, but Craig's in P36. He's actually not on the same lap as these two drivers. It's not going to count much, but he could possibly get his lap back. Darius Timms now making a move here on Brandon Burns. Gets through, and then Jason Amount also making a move. And there you have it. I would say that Brandon Burns leading the AM class, but he's not. Adam Tingle, who's in 12th, is that driver for the AM class who's going to win the AM class. Max Poe shuffled out on lap 22 with a 32-1. He's now in 5th position. We have 4 drivers ahead, all pros. Your Pro-Am winner, Joshua Jablonski as well. 7.6 second commanding lead. The pro driver, and who's going to win it for that. And, you know, yeah, just what it's lining it up. All classifications have been asked and answered there. Darius Timms, the last, who's the rookie driver who's going to win for that. Thank you for the follow, by the way, Captain Lou. Or what was that? Oh, yeah, that was a minute ago. Jeff Koffel redeemed Jason Explains His Love for Pickles. You guys can thank you for redeeming that, but I shan't. I don't. Clover Twist, thank you for the follow. Oh, Alex Zier makes a move there on Jake Daly and gets 1 spot gained. What was that? It's like another one. This is a bit of a shakeup here. Michael Sharon just got on by Eric Koonsman. This is the first time we've been seeing this, actually. If we go back, did Eric Koonsman have an issue? Yes, he did. It's the exit. I think that's Quebec corner. And that's how that move was made. But now you have what is kind of a train. Michael Sharon leads it. And you got Eric Koonsman, Tyler Kern, Roman Bykoff, and Forrest Holland all just kind of in a group. Puts 126. Thank you for the follow as well. Jeff, what's with your hand? Is it all fixed? I thought you said it was, but you're not racing. For sure, we haven't seen a lot of those Valhalla drivers as well. Tyler Kern tried to make a move there on Eric Koonsman, but Eric Koonsman's staying ahead for the moment. Ferrari versus McLaren. With the AMG of Roman Bykoff just behind. Pretty quick driver, mind you. He is in the rookie class, but I would say Roman does show some elbows. Gets in there and will try to make a move. He hasn't thus far in this grouping with this the pace of these drivers next to him. Been grinding the 6-hour GES races. Need to free up time for this. Huh. Understandable. This is shaking up. I know it is. One of these drivers will do something. Alexander just caught the back of Forrest Holland. He's back further a little bit. He's in the Ford Mustang. You can see that green back there. Dylan Thomas got a position on Brandon Burns. So did Seth Hansen. Seth Hansen now ahead of Brandon Burns. We know why that happened. It's a little mishap out of, I think it's Quebec corner. Tyler Kern trying to hold his own here is Roman Bykov on the outside. And not shown. Oh, no, it's shown. It's shown. These drivers are, I thought for a second Alex Zier got on by. But Forrest Holland's holding his own. He's got a Pro-Am driver behind him, a rookie ahead of him. The pace of these drivers is pretty strong. They're known to get some overtaking in, but we haven't seen it just yet. Tyler Kern. Can he get on by Eric Koonsman? Is Roman going to do something here? This is a group that has that potential. And there it is. We knew there was going to be a mistake. Tyler Kern on the outside line of Quebec corner. And he might have this move down on Eric Koonsman. No, he doesn't. He's not fully alongside as they go through 4. And no change. Alex Zier's kind of on the losing end there. As Jake Daly got that position. Now who's it going to go to? These drivers still holding it out here. Roman Bykov trying to make a move on Tyler Kern on the Mario Andretti straightaway. And this is going to be iffy going in the S's if he tries to go alongside. It's definitely not going to do that. We've seen a little bit of a switchback in the S's, but nothing there. And we'll go over to Trey Mistak, Rodrigo Theory in the middle, and Christopher Daniel ahead. These three are also kind of pretty strong. Although a 1:17.8 out of Christopher Daniel, that was his last lap. Maybe had a bit of an incident, because they were able to catch him 2 seconds. Gotta be, at least. Does Rodrigo forces too wide in the S's? It looks like he almost does. And it looks like Rodrigo's trying to make a move on Christopher Daniel. Doesn't want to keep this heat. This is a pro sandwich, by the way. Christopher Daniel in 10th. Trey Mistak 12th. He did get on by Adam Tinkle. He's up 29 positions on raw pace. With 4 laps to go, can he even make it in the top 10? It's right there. It's right in front of him. He's 12th. 2 drivers to pass. And Rodrigo holding his own against these pros. But it is 2 McLarens versus Porsche. Does he make his move? He's really catching. Karts to the outside. No move done there. And while we were talking about that, Roman Bykov was able to get on through. And now he's just got Eric Koonsman to watch out for. And Marcello De Leo catches up to this group. He's now just right there, half a half a second off of Jake Daly. And this group has just gotten a little bit bigger. You see Maxwell Woodmansey here. Oof. We've seen this before. He kind of spun that one on his own. And Aiden was joined with this group, but he also spun on White's corner, turn 10. He's claiming a lot of victims. He's back out there. Trey Mistack got through. See how he does it. Oh, it just looked like Rodrigo had a bad run of it into Moss corner. Yeah, that's it. We took a look at this one first. Roman Bykov, who was waiting to get on through. Tyler Kern makes a move to the outside, and then Roman stays to the inside and overtakes him for that spot. A little bit of an opportunity as, you know, Tyler was attacking, wasn't able to defend on that one. And that was actually the pass I was trying to look for here. Roman Bykov and Eric Koonsman. And he gets on through. Looking at Joshua Jablonski, who's going through Quebec corner, and this is the final lap. Let's see how that works out for him. Peter Flanner has a 3/10 gap to Jacob Simmons. Mark Foley's holding pretty strong in second. We'll take a look at some of these battles that are happening. Seth Hansen, he's going on the final lap here. Dylan Thomas is just ahead of him, and this could be all the way to the finish. We will see shortly. Just want to get a kind of a look at this, and it's an 8.6 second gap, but he is about to finish this race, and we'll take a look at all the other drivers. There's still a couple battles out there, and we'll see them probably closer to the line, as Joshua Jablonski has had a commanding lead over this race and the pace, and he has just won this race. I didn't mean to rhyme that at all. Mark Foley in second. Crosses the line strong. Jacob Simmons in third. Peter Flanner just behind him, 3/10. Fourth for Peter Flanner. Max Poe in fifth. Nick Mazza in sixth. John Javecki 7. Marshall Scari in 8. Chris Chitterling in 9. Christopher Daniel in 10th. Is Trey Mistack holding strong in 11th. 30 positions gained for him. Rodrigo Theory in 12. Adam Tingle in 13. Chris Lambeth 14 with Jason M. Allen just behind. And it's going to go to him. Darius Timms in 16. Dylan Thomas on the fight to the end. He's holding up Seth Hansen. They're bumping 3 wide. Seth Hansen gets on by. And I think Elliott Bird passed Dylan Thomas across the line. I think it is. Yes, it is. That's P19 for Dylan Thomas. Brandon Burns at 20. Cooper McCoy, 21. Marshall Scari, 22. Roman Bykov, 23. Eric Koonsman holding off this gaggle of cars. It's been a train from the start. 24 for him, Tyler Kern, 25. Forrest Holland, 26. Jake Daly, 27. Marcello De Leo in 28. Alex Zier in 29. Joshua Spears, 30. Steve McAllister, 31. William Florence, 32. Aiden Gortz in 33. Maxwell Woodmansey in 34. Craig Reese, 35. Lars Tiles, 36. Richard Swiderski in Swiderski in 37, Tom Smith 38, Jeff Lubitsch 39, Craig Carroll 40, JD Daniel 41, Brian Zaborowski Jr. 42. That was quite the ending, and that was right there. Just to put this into perspective, on the chopper, they battled right across the line, and they bumped, and right there, there's that spot, and Dylan was holding out a strong defense across that entire last lap, I'm sure, and there you have it. Um, Taking a look here, Joshua Jablonski was a pro winner. Um, then you had Max Poe in the Pro-Ams. Adam Tingle, P13 for him. He was the AM class winner, and the Darius Timms P16 for him. And it looks like no one wants to talk to me. But RP changing time zones, I missed it. Oh, that's unfortunate. But there you have it. Adam Tingle, the AM class, and yeah, just Darius Timms, the rookie. And I'll just briefly go over that list one last time here. Looks like I was holding out hope maybe someone wanted to talk to me, but they didn't. So the results as followed. We saw across the board, but just reiterating, Joshua Jablonski is the pro that won. Max Poe was in P5 and he won for the Pro-Ams. Then further down into the P11 range of 20, you had Adam Tingle in 13th in the AM class who won. Darius Timms in 16th for the rookies. And then as followed, a big scroll, 21 to 30, Cooper McCoy. And then Roman Bykov caught up a little bit. He had that incident, and it kind of changed things. Do you want me to come in? Easy Martin, are you one of the winners? Is that what I'm Easy Mart Racing? I'm not sure. Um yeah, if you go to the stream cooldown room, if you're one of the winners, is that could be Darius Timms. It could be anyone. I don't know. No, no, it's Bet. Oh, Matt Pence. I see. One of the Valhalla guys. Thank you for thank you for saying so. No, that's it. We had two drivers that didn't actually set any times on the board there. JD Daniel, unfortunate what happened to him. That snap rear. It's how it goes sometimes. Thank you everybody for joining me on this one, and don't forget to go either to our Discord or Instagram. We have a Broken Wing Racing League Instagram, and we every Monday we release the kind of the schedule, what's happening, what round we're at for each series, what the track's going to be, all the stuff there. I'm not even sure if this might be the final round for the Falcon series. No, it's going to be round 5 for the Falcon series coming up on this Tuesday. I will be streaming that, of course, and then ARCA, I think, is finally at New Hampshire. I'm not sure. I thought they were at New Hampshire last week. But then we have ARCA on Wednesdays, 9 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Then we have V-Rays on Thursday, and the F4 series is on Friday, followed by Richard Burton's Rally. We have that going on every week. That's hosted by Jacob Simmons, he's the lead admin on that one. So Richard Burton Rally is also another thing we offer here at Broken Wing Racing League. Don't forget about all those series. And then I think the series has ended for Broken Wing Le Mans series, but they've responded to some feedback, and they're going to be changing things up in the next season for Broken Wing Le Mans series when that comes out. Thank you all for joining me, and yeah, have a good evening.